Elite comeback summer is upon us. What Ohashi and Skye Blakely have to say about Classic. We have a US Classic preview. Plus, we'll catch you up on all the news, including Qatar shopping for gymnasts. Welcome to GymCastic, the #1 gymnastics podcast in the galaxy. I'm Jessica, and I'm here with Spencer Barnes from the Balance Beam Situation. We have a live show alert. We will be having a live show at Championships in Phoenix. Tickets on sale very soon. It'll be Sunday immediately following the women's finals. We can watch and then we can discuss it all.
We're going to have things to say
right away. And then club members, remember, you guys get first dibs on tickets, and you never know who will show up at a GymCastic live show. So look for those tickets.
Maybe even me.
That's right. Spencer is going to be there. Look for tickets on sale soon. If you're a Club Gym Nerd member, you will get an email first. The biggest headlines since we did a news show.
It's been a while. I know. We got to catch up.
Yeah.
There's some things. So we have talked about before Texas State starting a women's gymnastics college program, D1, first D1 program in Texas. They announced Sarah Brown, formerly Sarah Shire, is the first head coach of that program. She has been the Penn State head coach for a number of years. She was at Eastern Michigan before that. I think it's a strong choice in terms of you really wanted someone with experience to start a program because you already need to know what you need. It's because you need to have had multiple head coach experiences to then be like, oh, I already have my wish list. It's already written. It's ready to go. I know what I need. So it was I was interested to see who they would pick. It makes sense to go with someone who's had head coach experience at multiple different schools before.
I think it's a really good choice for her because I think she will do a great job at a school that gives her what she needs to have a great program. And Penn State is not that school. Penn State has never changed in 50 years of having gymnastics.
And Jessica Skill keeps getting to call her Sarah of the Shire. Your favorite thing to say since she was competing.
That's the best. And then conveniently, the athletic director who cut Iowa State gymnastics, he's retiring now.
He's retiring. He's riding off into the sunset.
And I'm like, is he retiring because he made an absolute shit show of this? And they were like, it's time for you to retire? Or is he retiring because he's like, oh, I don't want to, I'm done. It's time. Who knows?
Who can say?
So US Classic is coming up this week. We will be doing 2 podcasts from Classic, one after podium training and one after the final senior competition. So the schedule.
Yeah. So senior women's podium training is on Friday the 17th at 2 p.m. local time, Eastern time. That's on Flip Now, USAG's subscription streaming service. We're going to do a behind the scenes immediately after where we talk about things like what events did Skye Blakely do? What's Katelyn Ohashi's floor composition? All the things we're excited to watch, find out the answers to at podium training. Then we'll be on to talk about them. Junior women's competition is Saturday the 18th, also 2 p.m. Eastern. Senior women's competition later that day on Saturday the 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's on the peacock of the NBC's streamings in the US or international VPN or /VPN on USAG's YouTube page. You can watch that. And then we'll be on again right after the senior women's competition to talk about what actually happened in the meet.
And then the US Classic fantasy game is now open. So if you've enjoyed it and all the other elite seasons, the Olympic fantasy for college season, it is here for the first US elite meet of the season, the first real big one. So you can use the score ranking tools that we have now to plan your team. Lineups lock 15 minutes before the meet begins on Saturday for the seniors. So make sure you lock your lineup and save your lineup. The new leaderboard ranking tools, very handy. I use them for today's episode because I was like, what does Skye need to qualify for a bars final again? And where is Charlie compared to Skye? And what is she going to do? So I'm liking it very much. Okay, what's at stake? What do people need to qualify to nationals who aren't already qualified?
It's always, US Classic, we get excited and then it's like, okay, wait, what is this? What is the point of this meet? What is it for? So technically, officially, it's the final qualifier to US Nationals. So for everyone who's not already qualified, this is your last chance to get your score. which is a 52.5 all around, or 39.63 event, or 26.82 event. Most of the people competing, majority of the people competing, are already qualified to nationals through other methods, but there are a couple people who still need a score. Most notably, in terms of the famous name category, Katelyn Ohashi would need to get a qualifying score. She's competing bars and she's competing beam and floor. She's not competing bars. I'm trying to make bars happen. She would need to get grips, but we can make it. We can make that work. You can get grips. She would need a 26.8 beam floor total to get the qualifying score to nationals. A couple other people I really hope get their qualifying score. Ali D'Amelio, who has sights on bars, the full twisting toe on Shaposhnikova, and it's lovely. She hasn't really hit all at the same time this year, so she's still looking for a score at Classic. Gabrielle Hardy, who we have not seen yet this year, she finished 7th all around at nationals last year, so did very well, was kind of borderline maybe in the mix for the world's team, was at the selection competition. She hasn't competed elite this year and still needs a score. So basically how it works is last year's world's team is pre-qualified, so Skye Blakely is competing at US Classic. She's already qualified to nationals. She doesn't need a score. Same for Leanne Wong. She's the world silver medalist, etc. They already have, they're pre-qualified, but someone like Gabrielle Hardy, who wasn't on the world's team or wasn't an alternate for it, still needs a qualifying score.
Okay, so people were excited about number one.
Yes, I mean, I'm excited about everyone, but I'm most interested to see Katelyn Ohashi, because obviously we've seen her once this year at American Classic. Strong beam, kind of did a partial bits and pieces on floor, not really for D score, not really for a score, but just to do it. But, if she's going to qualify to nationals, she needs 2 big hits on beam and floor. So I'm excited to see what she brings, how much that's a priority versus how much it's like, I'm just competing. I'm interested to see.
So, yeah, Ohashi coming back, age 29, the exact perfect age to come back to gymnastics. Not that she ever really left, because she's done tours and commercials and all kinds of stuff. So before the meet and before the 4-year headlines, let us frame this comeback in her own words from the presser we had with her last week. So here's what she said about never making a senior championships before.
Well, that's so funny because I actually just saw a post, like I think yesterday, that was like, this was the first classics Katelyn has ever competed at as a senior. And I'm like, oh my, I totally forgot that I've never competed there as a senior. So I guess it wasn't really weighing on me at all. And I actually had no idea. But yeah, I mean, obviously that would be really cool. And it's really funny also because like I'm pretty much a senior citizen.
On adding more events, so she'll have 4 events total.
Right now, beam and floor, and then hopefully the plan is, when this season finishes, probably buy a pair of grips and start swinging a bit and seeing how the body holds up. But I think for me, the most serious that I'm on is beam and floor. And so I want my body to be able to hold up for those events, and we'll see how the other 2 hold up. And if it's not in the cards for me, we'll see. But ideally, I would love to.
On upgrades for Classic.
I mean, obviously qualifying for championships would be the ultimate goal. Yeah. And then seeing where we go from there. But at the end of the day, I think getting out there this year was really important to me, and I've done what I feel like I need to. But feeling stronger on floor is definitely one of my goals, just so I can perform what I want to. And then, yeah, trying some upgrades for shooting for next week. But I'm like, 3-week turnaround is honestly way shorter than you would imagine.
I did ask her if she was going to, she could confirm that she would bring back the full on beam. And she was like,
the back salto full twist. Yeah.
Right. Which,
just in case someone thought you meant full turn or something.
Right. A laid out full. I mean, I feel like if you're coming back, you want to try stuff, try it out. Give yourself the 2 meets to try it out. But I also understand she might just want to be like, I'm super reliable on beam. You can always use me on beam and I will get a great score for you. Or
she's like, I want to hit.
Right. That's
yeah.
what I mean by
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah.
I'm
okay. Sorry,
I'm
never mind.
reliable means you're gonna hit.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I lost my mind. Yes. I just repeated what you said. I understand. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I lost my mind.
It's okay. Is the 2-event qualifying score too high?
Okay. This is the question because it's 26.8. That's a 13.4 average for 2 events. You're basically saying you need to be not just able to hit those events at an elite level, but it needs to be an actual specialty. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth because I think that okay, so here's the situation with Ohashi is that I think it's going to be difficult for her to get the qualifying score. It's definitely possible, but she has to hit a really good beam. She has to have full floor composition, like a D score in the low 5s, but she's capable. I think she's very capable of doing that, like challenge cup kind of floor composition we've been talking about this year and scoring a low 13 on floor. I think that's doable. A really solid beam could balance that out, get the qualifying score, but it has to be a really good meet. I think it's hard, and I don't know if, like, you know, yeah, I would be okay with her qualify. I think my feeling is I would be okay with her qualifying to nationals with like a 13 on both. Especially when the events don't score the same. Like they're not like a good score on one event is not necessarily the same as a good score on another event. Having a single one size fits all 2 event qualifying score is easier or more challenging depending on what your 2 events are.
Yep. I would rather have it tailored to what a world final is, what the team is lacking. Like, where do we need someone? Incentivize people a little bit. But, I think there should be a 1-event qualifying score because if you're a Katelyn Nemour, the U.S. wouldn't take you. They would be like, no, you can't. If you're doing bars, and you can.
Katelyn Nemour has like the highest one of the highest all-around scores in the world this year. Right?
I know that, but you know what I mean. Like she is, and she made all-around finals, and she's a medalist. I know all of that stuff, but I'm just saying, if you had someone who was getting that high of a score on bars, I mean, next thing you're going to say that Suni's a specialist. Spencer, please.
Who would ever say that?
No one would ever say that. And they definitely would never say, maybe don't do all around because you want to have ankle. The year they win the all around at the Olympics. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to see a 1-event qualifying score, but you can make it like if you do bars, you have to get this. But then I think I don't know. Are they afraid to do that? Because then if the judges know exactly what you need, but they know the average you need right now to make it to championships. So anyway.
I mean, it should. One would hope that doesn't enter into it, but you never know. My other question is, okay, so say Katelyn Ohashi does not get the 26.8 qualifying score, and they don't end up getting the maximum 24 qualifiers to nationals that they have set up. There are not currently 24 gymnasts qualified to nationals, and they say that 24 is the max for the senior session because of timing and how the rotations work out. If they have open spots, should she get an Ohashi wild card, even if she doesn't get the qualifying score?
I would. If you want to sell tickets, you should give Ohashi all the wild cards, first of all. I would, because honestly, I would want, Ohashi's capable of this, and she's capable of the kind of floor level of difficulty you need too. So I would say, yeah, because I want to develop her and incentivize her. Where if there's other people where you're like, you're not even close to this, well, Ohashi is, one of the greatest talents to come out of the United States. And yeah, you want to encourage star comebacks, and the sport needs more of them. And that she could eventually do it. Go on.
I had a thought, but
tell me all your thoughts. I'm sorry.
I think I would be more inclined to. If I had designed the system, it would have a wild card functionality already in it. The way the system is created, I wouldn't support an Ohashi wild card because that's, you would just be like adding it at the last second. Like, you haven't established that as one of the possibilities. I think they wouldn't, honestly, because there will be someone else who scored slightly higher than her on their 2 events who didn't get offered a wild card, and then their parents would sue, or USAG would be afraid that their parents would sue because they didn't get the same consideration, and not everyone. So, I think that probably is the biggest inhibiting factor in not doing something like that. But I do think they should rewrite the system to give themselves the purview to say, like, if someone's famous wants to come back, we want you to be there as well. And just say that. Because it's all, what bugs me is all of this, like, oh, how did Ohashi qualify? Did she send a video? Did the committee say that she was allowed to compete at Classic? And all of this, like, behind closed doors stuff, where you kind of have to make inferences about, like, how did Ohashi qualify to American Classic in the first place? Just say what happened. Just say, even if it's just like, oh, she's Katelyn Ohashi, so we want her there, duh. Then just say that, but have it written down and not just make it all like secret whispers.
I agree. That's why they need to have what is it called again? It's called the process verbal, which is basically the legislative history of why you make a rule. And then that should be part of the record. I totally agree. Before we talk about the Gators, let's give you guys a quick update. Number 1, Club Gym Nerd members, you're getting 2 extra podcasts this week. What do people get with Club Gym Nerd, Spencer?
2 extra podcasts. You just said it. You get to join us on our behind the scenes episodes right after meets, or every Friday at noon Pacific. And you can write things in and be like, hey, that's a weird thing. What a weird thing to say. And we'll be like, oh, was it a weird thing to say? Etc. Or just as an example of the things you might write in, and you can talk to us live when you want to. You also get all of the tools, all of the 2028 team picker. You can make your LA Olympic team right now, and all of the tools are full archive, all the games, all archive, and all the games, and the members only forum, where you don't have to deal with maybe like someone annoying being in there. It's just the good ones. You can have a forum, and it's just the good ones. It's great.
We also have merch, so you can get ready for elite season. GymCastic.com. That is where you can find it. All the merch. That's also where you can join Club Gym Nerd or give it as a gift. We also have newsletters. You can sign up on our homepage. We have a refer a friend program where you get them to sign up. Then you send an email with their email that they use to sign up and yours. And you're like, hey, customer service at gymcastic.com with referral in the subject line. Give us both a free month. And you can find everything at gymcastic.com. Okay, the Gators. Let us discuss. Gator number 1.
Yes. Gator number 1 is Skye Blakely's nickname. Yeah, Gator number 1, Skye Blakely. She's on the list for US Classic. Hasn't competed elite all around since 2024. The trials process and the injury that shall not be named that ruined everyone's lives, and we don't talk about it anymore. Okay. She did bars and beam last elite season 2025 at Worlds, competed the all-around some in the most recent college season at Florida. Very interested to see, because I feel like at her 2024 level, how she was going, how she was at nationals, she wins nationals this year. She's the top all-arounder in the United States. She has been on, a number of Worlds teams at this point, multiple time world team champion. I'm interested to see, is she vaulting? What is she vaulting? If she's vaulting, what's floor looking like? Because we've seen a little bit of it, but it was at college, and that's not the same.
Mm-mm. So here's what Skye had to say at her press conference today.
Yeah, so the goal still is all around, still building up. We'll probably not be doing all around this weekend, but I am working on all 4 events, and I'm really grateful to be doing so. Our teams are coming together, and it's been fun kind of getting back into elite skills again, and even having the opportunity to do some skills I haven't done in a while. So just been exciting.
We were talking about Nemour, and I wonder if, competing with her now several times and being in, the most recent bar final, if there's anything that you take away from watching how she competes or how she adjusts the bars, anything that she does that you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can take this away.
I'd say what's really cool is her ability to connect so much. And I just feel like there's not a limit on how she views her bar routine. It's just kind of like, oh, I can do more of this, I can do this, I can do that. I feel like that's encouraging for me to look at my bar routine. Like there doesn't have to be any sort of cap on what I see my difficulty being or what I can change or add in. It's just she continues to push the limits, and I think that should encourage others. It encourages me to be like, okay, well, what can I change? I don't just have to settle like at like this score because I think it's good. I can push it and go more. So definitely encourages me to take a look at my bar routine and see where I can make those small changes or even just a small connection to earn more difficulty. But she's definitely different in a good way. Her bars is amazing. But starting with vault, I've been working a lot on my half one. I don't think we'll see the big vault this year, and I think that's okay. But I've been working a lot on technique and working the Lopez right now, and having a fun time doing that. But definitely working a lot of drills to bring back that big vault for future competitions. But right now, just the Lopez, and that's actually my favorite vault.
Next up, Gator number
Gator
1
Emeritus?
emeritus. Yes, that's a good way
Yeah.
to put it.
Leanne Wong.
Gatorpreneur,
Yeah,
22.
who has finished her Florida competitive career, but is nonetheless Gator chomping her way through the elite world, defending world silver medalist, 1/10 away from being the world all-around champion just last fall. I want to see if is that the moment that turned her into the Joker? Like, is she just going to be like, is that her radicalizing moment? And she's just going to be like, you know what? I was 1/10 away from being world champion, and now it's just all the difficulty. No more playing it safe. No more keeping things in my back pocket. I'm just going to throw everything I've ever possibly learned into every routine. Like, is this a new Leanne? I want to know what the composition's like. Is she just trying to get all the tenths? Also, so this is kind of an unusual situation for her because she has not competed elite since Worlds, and this is her longest competitive break since COVID, because she was just elite to college to elite to college to elite to college all the time. And I want to know kind of how she fares without tons of competitive routines in her pocket to rely on. I think she's someone who thrives on a lot of numbers and a lot of competition and a lot of repetition and all of that. So is she rusty, or is she just like, I'm Leanne? It's not like I wasn't busy. I started 5 businesses like while you were asleep. Like last time you took a nap. I started 5 businesses while you were taking a nap. So like I've been keeping it up. But yeah, it's tough with Leanne because her composition, like her on paper D scores always make her like, oh, she's like maybe a borderline alternate for the team. Is she close? Is she there? And she's like, I'm the defending, but also I'm the world silver medalist. Like I did the best.
Right.
We all went to Worlds and I was the best. I did the best to the US team. So like she should be the favorite. And yet you're also like, oh, but question mark. Which has always been the case with Leanne. I feel like when either she's the favorite or anyway.
She does not pace herself for anyone else's expectations. She paces herself to do what's required when needed, like an all-around final. She will whip everything out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she's not going to bother doing that and putting her body through that earlier. I'm waiting for her tumble track sponsorship where she has all the little takeoff pads, the AirPods, the air boops, those little that she has them with her, not her face on it, I guess, because you wouldn't want people to be like stomping your face every time.
stomping on your face all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Jade Carey, 25, Tokyo floor Olympic champion, Paris vault bronze and team champion. Finally, she got to be on a team at the Olympics and they won gold. Shocker. She competed at Classic, the baby Classic.
And pre-Classic, American Classic, not US Classic. 2 different competitions. Yeah, so she got the qualifying score she needed at that point. That wasn't too much of a challenge for her. She was not her full difficulty on most of the events. And she just was like, I can hit. Like she counted a B dance element and 2 C acro elements on floor. Like 2 C acro elements, and it's Jade. She's like, this is not what I can do. This is what I am doing. It's a different thing. But I want to see if she's kind of progressively adding things back. Is there a little more difficulty for US Classic? Is she building? Is she just like, I'm going to do the bare minimum that I need to do until I absolutely have to do more, and I'm still going to hold back at US Classic? That's another thing I want to see in podium training. Like, is she toying with more the big tumbling? Because like she's already doing, big tumbling for most people, but it's not big tumbling for Jade. So is she like, oh, I'll give you a little sip of a double layout in podium training, but like I'm not going to do that until I absolutely need to? Or is she just like, I don't get injured, so why would I need to hold back? It's kind of the Jade Carey, Allie Raceman school where they're like, why would I hold back? I can just do whatever, and I'm not injured.
Speaking of that, she did an interview with Scott Bregman of the Olympic Channel, friend of GymCastic, who was on. If you want to hear his thoughts on all of this, too, he filled in for Spencer on Behind the Scenes, not last week, the week before. So Jade said she took, 10 months off, which was the longest she's taken off because she was like Leanne. Like she went high school, college, elite, Olympics, never took a break. Hip injury in January, so she couldn't vault.
So she does get injured.
Apparently.
Reveal. She does get injured. Yeah.
For the first time ever. And you remember she was slated to do that ill-fated Jerry Solomon run Sports Illustrated games that of course never happened because so I think, she was talking about she started playing around and she was like, oh, this is actually fun. I'm enjoying myself. And then, she thought she was done after Paris, but then started having fun. So we don't expect her to really do her full D until championships. That's sort of her strategy. But I mean, the Chung will be a thing. But the Chung, I'm wondering if that's what she hurt her hip on, because that can definitely, the twisting. I wonder if she's waiting to do that. And adding all the
your Shanko double full at American Classic was huge. It's one of those things where you see everyone vault and then you saw her vault. I started laughing because I had so much time.
The one you have to move your head up to see it.
You're like, oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, what's higher? Yeah.
Oh, this is when you can know you can add a half or full twist onto it. I understand. All right. Who else do we want to talk about so people know to watch these superstars?
Yeah, I want to see what Risa Sponda's floor is looking like because she can push toward a 14. She was kind of close at Yesolo. It's one of the best non-domestic floor scorers we've seen so far this year. And especially because I think in general, in recent years, recent decades, the US women have been able to kind of assume that floor was already taken care of in team selection. Like we've picked our top all-arounders and like, all right, they've already taken care of floor. And now we can fill in a bars work or something. And I'm like, not necessarily right now. Floor hasn't been a super strength the last year or so with some low 13s. And I'm like, there's actually reason to consider like a person specifically for floor and not just like a Jade type, like floor vault, the floor vault spot, but like someone specifically for floor alone as an event, even though Risa Sponda is also very good on vault. So I want to see that. I want to see Dulcie Kaler, world all-around finalist, world team member, won camp last year. But was that just like, oh, she had a really good day in camp and got herself on the world's team? Or is this like, I'm consistently there?
I'm interested for both of Reese and Dulcie to see where their code hacking is, because this is an advantage of the coaches that they have. And, it worked for Dulcie. She made the world all-around final and a bunch of event finals last year. So maximizing the E-score, doing creative, interesting things. Like, I don't know if Reese is still doing that. Wasn't she doing like a Rudy into a double back or a full into a double? Like something that you never see into our Branny into a double back. So just doing the smart things.
I also am looking forward to seeing more of Tatum Drush because she was good at American Classic. She was like, even though it was all like Ohashi and it was Jade Carey and like the names we know, she kind of stole the show at American Classic. That split jump full from side position on beam was legit good. And so I want to see how she matches up at the kind of stepping up the next level. Like American Classic is one level, and then US Classic is the next level, and then Championships is the next level. It's a deeper field with more accomplished gymnasts. And I want to see how she measures up because the eye test at American Classic said she should measure up really well.
She's got a lot of people talking, ticking all the artistry boxes, literally on the artistry checklist, and the amplitude and the rhythm, like her beam. Charlie Bullock is someone I'm super excited to talk about.
Always.
The first time we talked about her was when she chose "I Like Big Butts" as her floor music. And and then we were like, oh, and then your bars are insane. And she's being a rock for Team USA. Like every time she's sent out to compete, she competes and competes well. All the bars D, Stalder City, and can actually dance, is not doing a pose-a-thon.
Another gymnast in the category of like, did she have a radicalizing moment, is Simone Rose. And did she become the Joker? Because at Pan Am's, in the team / qualification competition, I thought she had the best actual competition of the US team, but she got per countryed out of the all-around final because she didn't have the D score comparatively, even though she hit better. And I'm like, is that the moment where she's like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I'm just going to throw out all the difficulty, and I'm going to hit, and I'm going to beat all y'all. And that is what I want. That's what I want from Simone Rose at US Classic, just to be like, that was stupid. I had the best meet. I should have been in the all-around final. It's over. Pfft.
I talked to her coach for our preview, and he said they're still looking to upgrade beam, work through the best construction options for beam and floor. So, like, look for her to try things out and see what's working. But my God, that Pan Am's beam, I was like, this is self-actualized beam. This is like she levitated, gravity stopped for a moment, the whole audience rose. I'm on a full Batman superhero theme, so you keep mentioning the Joker, and I'm playing the new Batman Lego game right now.
We love a theme around here. We love to tie things together in a theme.
Let's discuss the Gymternet news. So we have a lot of things to tell you because it's been a while since we did a full update for you. So we have an official coming out, which is Laurie Hernandez. Yeah, we love all the coming out.
We love an official coming out specifically so that we don't start to talk about someone's sexuality and then panic that we're not allowed to. Because I have that stresses me out just a lot. So I love an official coming out. I love an article. I love things established so that I don't have to have a personal panic attack when I try to talk about it.
So Laurie talked about, her experience kind of being a teenager and thinking, oh, am I the only one that's feeling like this? And it was just a beautiful post that she did on Instagram. And of course, she mentioned like dipping her toe into the, coming out pride stuff over the years. I remember the very first thing she posted with her girlfriend of 6 years, Charlotte Drury, long ago when we knew they were together, but she posted, it was just like a picture of their shoes together, and I was like, oh, they're getting closer to to coming out. So yeah, they've been together 6 years, moved to New York together after Tokyo. Charlotte, of course, is a trampoline Olympian and former teammate of Kyla Ross and Michaela Maroney when she was an artistic, and so I'm so happy for her. Laurie just finished her run on Broadway in Juliet, something about Juliet. Juliet. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what she's doing next, because most people, like, I'm on Broadway, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to squat in this spot on Broadway for as long as I can. But Laurie, maybe she got a, headlining role in something. A movie? I want her to do Chicago. And be the main murderer. Who's that?
The main murderer?
The main murderer in Chicago. Who,
I don't know. I feel like she's a solid Velma.
Who gets to dance the most?
Anyone can dance if they want to. Everybody gets to dance
in Chicago. Okay.
I feel like we've always been ready for Laurie's Disney princess starring role.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, write a new Disney prince, like create a new Disney princess inspired by Laurie Hernandez.
Oh my God.
Because I think we've always been ready for that.
What kind of New Jersey princess should we have? It should be a crime fighter against toxic sludge.
I mean, have we had an out Disney princess? Because I'm ready for it, and I'm ready for it to be Laurie. That's all I
think
need.
That ice princess, I think it's no good that she's like, I think they've characterized her as asexual, and the ice, I think they're doing her dirty.
Okay.
Those things shouldn't be associated.
We gotta get a role for Laurie.
Yeah. Please, someone write a treatment for her, and we will help promote it. Okay. I have a 4-year headline. I just wanted to punch people in the face when I saw this.
Great.
But I'm a lady, allegedly, so I did not. This is it's one of those just like women's sports things that I appreciate it, but they just aggregate the news. They're not actually reporting. They weren't in any of the presser. So it's unfinished business. And it's about Ohashi and Jade. And I'm like, literally neither of them said anything about unfinished business.
Yeah, but you gotta talk about the Olympics. What business would be unfinished for Jade in particular?
She
finished. She has Olympic gold medals. She's done. This is just bonus.
There's many Olympic gold medals. Like, so Ohashi, why was she coming back? Did she say, because of unfinished business? No, she said it's a melting pot of reasons. She said LA Olympics, it's a beautiful thing to think about. She's excited to see what her body is still capable of. The new code favors her style of gymnastics. Nowhere in there was some dusty ass bullshit tired quote about fucking unfinished business. I can't with this nonsense. And then Jade, she told Scott, I quote, I don't want to regret that later down the road, I don't give it one more shot. Which is that's also not some dusty unfinished business. And she said, she thinks this will be the end of her gymnastics journey, quote, so really just going out with being proud of myself and knowing I gave it my all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not,
what they should say is,
those medals they stole from me.
What they should say is, we need more avenues to continue your gymnastics career after college eligibility is done that aren't just the Olympics. And maybe we wouldn't be asked so much about the Olympics if we had other avenues to compete in. I mean, although there are, not necessarily in this country. I feel like ideal future for Katelyn Ohashi is just moving to Europe and doing the Bundesliga and Serie A and like some beat poetry in a bohemian cafe in between those 2 seasons. I'm like, That's plan A for Katelyn Ohashi. If you want to like go for LA 2028 as plan B, like fine, whatever, live your life, do what you want to do. But that should be plan B. Beat poetry in Europe should be plan A, obviously.
Can you imagine Jade Carey's beat poetry?
This is Ohashi. There was this
Ohashi. I was like, Jade Carey beat poetry?
This Ohashi.
Ohashi, absolutely.
Yeah. No, Ohashi, Bundesliga, Serie A, beat poetry.
It would be.
Jade will go to the beat poetry to support Katelyn and then kind of make fun of it later. Obviously, these are their futures.
The future American Professional League now needs to have spoken word. And a spoken word session where Katelyn Ohashi can do her performance art and then compete. I support this. Okay, Romanian drama update. Oh, you thought the Voineas had been caught in the act? Oh, no. So Camila Voinea, the mom and coach of Sabrina Voinea, who was filmed hitting her daughter, she now is unbanned. So a Bucharest court has suspended the Romanian Federation's decision to ban her. So now she's allowed to coach again. Her daughter, Sabrina Voinea, floor final controversies in Paris, was accused of beating her boyfriend, punching her boyfriend. So there was a forensic medical examination the day after he reported the alleged crime. And they did find that he had bruises and abrasions. And the police confirmed that they had the complaint, but her boyfriend said, or hopefully not her boyfriend anymore. His name is Serban, and he said he doesn't want the incident turned into a media spectacle and wishes to focus on his athletic and academic career. So, no news to report there, basically. Tiana Sumanasekara.
Yes, Tiana Sumanasekara for Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm. Switched her nationality. So smart. Such a smart move. I think she's brilliant for doing this. If you want insurance that you're going to make a team, you're going to get to go to the Olympics, go to a country where they want to develop a gymnastics program and you can have an impact. And, you know, she'll still have to qualify. She doesn't get to go. But I mean, she's at a level I think she will easily qualify to the Olympics. Like, I don't think it's going to be really hard for her. Like, it's not going to be easy, but.
Yeah, if you're healthy at the right times to go to the meets you need to go to get the spot, to, you know, if you're ready to go to Asian Championships 2027 to then qualify to Worlds, to then it's more about like the specific timing of when you need to be ready to go in the all around to compete. But certainly, you know, her gymnastics capability is there.
Yeah,
more than necessary.
Speaking of switching countries, so Levi Jung-Ruivivar, who was an American gymnast with a Filipino parent, she switched her nationality to the Philippines and went on to compete in Paris with some of the other Filipino Americans. And you remember she doesn't know how, but she has an anaphylactic shock allergy, and she ingested something or got something on her skin that made that happen. She didn't have the meet that she wanted to, but she has not done anything with the Philippines since. She's competing for Stanford right now. She issued an apology on Instagram that literally, if you wrote a script for a mafia movie in the 40s or like a, you know, Soviet times confession, you know, it reads like someone has a gun to her head and her family, you know, tied up in a closet, and she had to write this apology and accepting responsibility for bringing shame essentially on the Philippines Gymnastics Federation. So the background.
Why? How?
Right. Exactly, Spencer. Yeah. So a background on this. The Philippines Federation had accused Levi of failing to show up for this Olympians appearance after the Olympics. And Levi, not wanting to let someone slander her, to prove herself innocent of this accusation, she posted the screenshots of her conversation with the Philippines head, showing that this person had told her, no, you don't have to come to the Philippines for this appearance. Very clearly in the screenshots that Levi posted. The Philippines head then went on to go on TV shows and radio in the Philippines, just absolutely trashing Levi and saying everything she posted was a lie. So, you know, my reading of the subtext of this situation is that the Philippines probably told her, if you want to ever compete again for the Philippines, you have to apologize for calling us out for lying. And so she did, because she wants to compete. That's my reading of it. Spencer, is it worth it? Sometimes the things that, I mean, this isn't the worst of things that athletes have had to deal with from federations, including the United States, not leaving. Yeah, the United States. What would make it worth it?
Oh, I mean, is this a personal question for me? Because nothing. I am too stubborn and contrary to ever apologize for anything, even to Jessica.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah, he does not. And it's fine. I respect that.
I mean, has there ever been a situation where I've ever done anything wrong, though? That's the question. Like, I can't think of an example where I've ever had something to apologize for due to my perfection. Right. So it's hard to come up with like a situation where that would even come up. But no, I don't. I certainly wouldn't. I would be like, where else can I get nationality? Because I feel if there's nothing I love more than burning a bridge. That's very important to me. Bridge burning is really fun, you guys. Light that torch, burn that bridge. That's what we always say.
Levi is now, according to the Philippines Federation, being considered for teams. So
look how that worked out.
Shopping for gymnasts. This is very interesting. There is a story in L'Equipe by Cécile Noni and also an exposé in Viril Gymnastics magazine, which is a French gymnastics magazine, which is beautiful, by the way. It's like a fashion print, large print magazine. So Qatar is alleged to be naturalizing French minors to build a team for their upcoming hosting of the Asian Games in 2030, I think. So they've already hired Nemour's ex-coaches, the Shirelchenkos. So they were the ones she left. And according to the L'Equipe story, the French Federation has expressed extreme concern over this, especially because the Shirisenkos already took a group of French minors aged 13 to 16. This is according to the Viril magazine, to a camp in Qatar. And the French Federation cited the, problems, human rights reports we know, and the Qatar unmarried females under 25. I looked this up because I was like, no, there's some kind of men have control over you and they have to give you permission to go places. Unmarried females under 25, including naturalized citizens, require formal consent from their male legal guardian to leave the country. Worrisome. I'm just saying. It's one of those things you wouldn't like to have happen. Qatar has done this shopping for athletes. They did it with their handball team. Handball is a sport, and they 75% of their team is, they just shopped around and were like, we'll pay you this. And so they're, Azerbaijan has done this before. They had a whole team of athletes in rhythmic and artistic that they, hired from other countries. So it's not unheard of. There is an allegation here that the cranes were also part of this. But as far as I know, and I checked with their coaches today, they were like, they went to France and trained a little bit at this gym, but they're not part of this. So yeah, the unproven allegation in that story. We have some dumpster fire news. Russian Danil Kozmin has a 3-year doping ban. This is shocking. A Russian athlete convicted of doping? Oh my God. That's almost like an American track and field athlete. It's totally shocking. Arrested, or that only in the 90s, 2000s, and when did we lose all the medals in the US because everyone was doping?
Many years. I know. I don't know. I don't have the years.
Basketball. I don't know.
I don't expect myself to know these things.
I do remember Julieta, my Bulgarian wrestling gymnastics coach, was like, she's doping. Then she was right. Arrested. Las Vegas children's gymnastics coach has been arrested. He was at Go For It USA in Las Vegas, Nevada. Michael Nestor. He is charged with two charges of first-degree kidnapping and 2 charges of lewdness with a child under 14. He is being, after being found to have probable cause, they are holding him in jail with no bail, which is, that's not looking good for him. So again, it's Michael Nestor at Go For It USA. And even though the story doesn't say, call if you also have allegations or have experienced anything from him, please do. Some suspensions have been lifted, which a fact checker attended the IOC presser, and these are the things he learned at this. I'm not really happy with this new IOC president. I'm not liking her. I thought she was going to come in and kick some ass, but so the IOC lifted its suspensions on Russia and Belarus, so to compete in the Olympics in LA 2028, but they still left it up to the individual sports to decide. So the FIG can be like, oh, even though we're allowing Russia and Belarus, just kidding, we're not going to allow them. Or like tennis can say, no, Russia and Belarus can compete. So it's still up to the federations, but the IOC said they can compete. The thing I appreciate that the IOC president said is she said that they changed their rules to emphasize that athletes should not be punished for the behavior of their government. And I appreciate that, because if the US was under the punishment for what your president does, no American should be able to compete in anything right now. So I do appreciate that citizens are not their government. But I did like the rule of, well, if you're giving gifts to the gymnastics team, men's gymnastics team gave gifts to the soldiers who were kidnapping kids and invading Ukraine, I do think that's a place where you shouldn't be able to compete. Shilese Jones called out USA Gymnastics for silence after her Olympic trials injury. In an Instagram post, she wrote, quote, what hurt almost as much as the injury was feeling lost and hoping for a few words of support from our head leadership. Those words never came. And that silence broke me even more. Still, I stayed to cheer my teammates because that's who I am. I think it's really important for athletes to make statements like this because the leadership needs to know when, even if they felt like maybe they had been supportive, that they know what the impact was, not just, and what the expectation is. It's not just in the moment. I'm so sorry this happened. Are you okay? It's a continued support.
Yeah.
And then the NCAA did adopt the age-based eligibility rules. So
we've talked about this a little bit over the recent months, that this was a proposal that was probably going to pass, but it wasn't official yet. It is now adopted that they're moving to a 5-year age-based eligibility model. So what that means for our purposes is, if you had to learn what the term red shirt means to follow American college gymnastics, you don't have to know what that means anymore. It's not a thing anymore. You get 5 years based on a series of possible models, and it officially definitely starts for people who are starting school in the fall of 2027. So this next year, it's kind of like iffy maybe whether it benefits you or not, whether it applies. But then starting with fall of 2027, people, it's everyone is, you get 5 years when the clock starts. It doesn't matter what injuries you have, unless you're pregnant. There's a special dispensation for if you're pregnant. But other than that, it's kind of like you get 5 years.
Yep. And of course, there is a lawsuit and there is an injunction for the athletes in that, and there probably will be more lawsuits. But this is coming up this year. The 2027 incoming class is when this starts. So, but pregnancy not really a problem because plenty of gymnasts compete pregnant. It does not stop them. We've had many months pregnant. Who was it? Utah State. She was like 4 or 5 months pregnant, competed. I think Tasha Smith is the only one we know had a kid and then came back the next year. We will see you Friday around 4:30-ish Eastern time for our live Q&A after podium training. We'll recap what we saw at the Classic in Hartford. Remember, you can watch on Flip Now is the USAG thing that
Flip
it's on.
Now. Flip
Now. There's no TV in it. Then again, after the meet concludes on Saturday, give us about a half an hour to start that on Saturday after Classic. And fantasy lineups, remember to set them before the meet starts, about 15 minutes before the meet starts on Saturday. You can find that at gymcastic.com. So until Friday, after podium training, remember to take off on gay, split on rights. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on Friday.